is a video series about people who are fearlessly fighting the language barriers for their companies and customers. Many people have gone before them over the millennia of human civilization. The stories are sometimes heroic, but oftentimes end in lost fortunes. This time though, it's different. The technology is ready. Nobody needs to suffer from the foreign language barrier any longer. The world is becoming massively multilingual. Let's talk with the gurus who make this happen.
Let's talk a little bit more about the data. As we all know, machine translation is just a simple sum of data and algorithms. And you know, of course, you've been at many TAUS events. We always ask this question to the MT gurus that we have in the Quantum Leap panel. What is more important, data or algorithms? What's your take on that, Marco?
Yeah, it's both, but in an alternating way. It means that there is time, some years, where data is more important than algorithms. So for example, like 10 years ago, with statistical machine translation, at one point we had the data, but the algorithms were not good enough to extract the value. So algorithms were more important. And then deep learning came in, and then recently the transformer, the large transformer, and now is the time with data, because the machines, the algorithms are able to learn, but now they can learn more. So we need to provide the context that they don't have. We need to provide more quality data, even visual information that we humans use a lot. And so now is the time of working on data, but my guess that as soon as we've done that, we will build another algorithm, and then the algorithms will be more important. So,
but you agree that in our industry, everyone is using the same algorithms,
yeah.
right? It's the data that kind of makes the difference in the quality of the translation.
Sure. And that's something beauty. So before there was a big gap, and data and algorithms were big competitive advantage. Now what happened is that all the research, even the private company like Google, Facebook, they're all contributing to research. And so algorithm is not really a differentiator because we all access the same quality. And that's brilliant for humanity. And data, you know, Google, Microsoft, they had an incredible advantage because they indexed the web with their search engine. So they had the data. Now everybody has got the data because now with some projects, even one we were working together on a parallel crawl. So we developed the technology to do that. And we made the data available to everyone. So that barrier became less. And so now it's more that everybody has got access to the same things. And so the competition is more fair, and the market is also moving faster, I think.
So then if we zoom in on translated, what is translated's specific data strategy? And do you guys use any kind of NLP technologies in your processes? What is your general approach to data?
Yeah, so we're big fan of data, and we're very lazy people. So that we collect wherever possible, because in the future, the data may eventually help us in doing something. I should even record this session. Luckily, you're doing it, because maybe I can build a version of me that is able to do the interview so that I can go to the beach that I showed you before. So it's really, I think the data is something super important. At Translated, we started in 1999 collecting the data from the translators, the profiles, etc. And we have 250,000 translators, and we collected the data consistently, always in the same way. In MakeCut, we started collecting the machine translation, suggestion, and the correction for the last 12 years now. So it's like we're a big fan of data collection, and also we're very optimistic, always thinking in the future, we may be able to use the data. So I will say we collect more than is necessary today, hoping for a future where we can use it.
Great, yeah. And so we read that you are currently supporting 177 languages. That's a lot, I think, compared also to, you said you only have friends in the industry, but the frenemies or the competitors That's still, it's a lot, 177 languages. And I looked at the list, and there's also a lot of the low resource languages in your list. Is that because you are over the years you have been collecting all the data, or how is it possible that you support these languages?
We've been asked these languages, and we would like to support more. It's not even enough. We are in a need of searching for specific language that is rare, and we need support for linguists. So we've been asking to support these languages. That's why.
Yeah, and it's all through human data, or do you also collect crawl data from the web or find it other ways?
You answer that, Marco.
Yeah, so no, we've been crawling the web for the last 15 years to get data. And, but the data you find on the web is mostly for the common languages. And so there is a need in these rare languages. The market is demanding it. And if you see, so we publish an index, called a T-index, that shows the value of each language in the web. And English is continuously decreasing the market share. So the early adopters of the internet were all people that spoke English. Now English is going down. And the problem is that over the past, the increase for rare languages demand, the demand is going up, but we don't have the data. Nobody has translated those languages. In India, if you support only Hindi, you cover 35% of the population. But unfortunately, nobody in the past used CAT tools and created translation memory for those other languages. So it's hard for us to help a Gujarati translator like a French translator. We don't have the technology to help them. And so it's a challenging thing, but we cannot find a lot of data on the web for those languages. But we're onboarding many translators that are contributing to the project.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned already, Marco, that we indeed are partnering in a couple of EC-funded projects. Over the years, we've been partnering, but now also we're together with FPK in the CEF Data Marketplace project. So I just wanted to have your thoughts on this. Do you think there is a need in our industry for a neutral place for data sharing in the form of a marketplace?
Yes, there is. And I want to say something. And believe me, I'm saying this not because TAUS is doing the interview, because I truly believe it. So TAUS, and especially YAP, over many years, have been big advocate and promoter of data sharing. Mm-hmm. With an effort that I don't think most of the people understood how important it is. And not just for our industry, but for humanity, really. And I remember YAP was years ago, I think we were in Vancouver or Seattle. It was making the parallel from the Human Genome Project and human language. And so Human Genome, at one point, everybody was contributed, and we created a very large data sets that every scientist is using to make progress. And genomics is making incredible progresses, in fact. For the language, I think that most of the people are still maintaining their content in their repository and not sharing it, but actually language is a very human thing. And that's what I truly think that what YAP and TAUS is saying is valid, is that this is an asset of humanity. We should share more this data. And so every single effort that is going in that direction, I think is a good thing. And I think that people today that are still conserving their data, they will make less money and they will have less benefit in what they're doing rather than sharing the data. So I'm super happy and proud that we're doing the CEF Data Marketplace. As one step in that direction, I'm happy we did the previous efforts, and I hope we will do another one in the future.
Great.
So my question was, as you mentioned, the industry landscape is kind of changing in terms of what languages are now needed, what kind of data, the types of content is now more moving towards multimedia and things like that. So I was wondering what's in the plan for Translated for the next 20 years in terms of technology. Are you planning to invest in any new technologies, any new ways to automate further? Any plans in the next 20 years for Translated?
Yeah, so I think that we worked hard on text translation over the last many years, but we see now an increasing demand for audiovisual. So audio and visual content is growing faster than text content. And so we're just expanding now the product line. So we have this product, MadeCat, open source for translation. And now we're launching MadeSub and MadeDub. So 2 new products for subtitling and dubbing, always with the spirit of MadeCat. So AI support for the linguist. So not a technology to try to replace them, not a full translation solution, but more something that can help them to really express the creativity that they have. And in subtitling, I hope to show you very, very soon the new product. Basically, we're removing many tedious parts, like looking at the sound waves and trying to understand where the words are in the audio wave. Removing this thanks to AI, so we already create subtitles, spacing the groups for the translators, so they can only focus on really understanding what the emotions that the actor is delivering. And that's on MadeSub. And later this year, we're launching also MadeDub, which is a big step forward because we are empowering linguists with the opportunity to edit voice by editing text. So the new tool, you basically receive the video and you change the words, and you can generate the acted language, the voice in the foreign language. And if you don't like something, or if you need a spacing, or if you need to change the intonation, the prosody, you have tools for changing that so that you can deliver a voiceover or a simulsync, which is slightly better than voiceover product, by using linguists without the need of going into a studio with a voice actor recording. And so that's something new that we will deliver, and I think that we will go in that direction a lot. Also, in that space, we're looking a lot in how to integrate new form of data to improve machine translation. So we don't think we can train machine translation for a lot longer just with text. We need to bring videos. We need to teach machines what the beautiful words look like. Yeah. And they don't know it. And so we're still trying for the machine to learn this by looking at books. No, we want them to see the world. And so that's the other thing where we're working on.
Great.
Very exciting. Thank you for this interview. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet us today. I think it was a great conversation. So.
Thanks to you.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed. Thank you for sharing all of your insights. And it's great to hear that, you know, this great business came out of a love story. That's also very lovely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
If you also want to break down the language barriers for your company and your customers, you need your language data to work for you. TAUS, the Language Data Network, provides data and tools for machine learning and for business intelligence.